everybody, welcome back to another Coach's Corner. I really need to come up with a different way to welcome everybody.
Welcome to our next edition of the Coach's Corner.
That was weird. All right, so today we're going to talk about sled conditioning. As you can see, we've been renovating the gym, so ignore our mess behind us. Sled conditioning.
Do it.
We love it. It's great.
So sled conditioning is probably one of my favorite forms of conditioning. You can do pretty much any exercise on it and get good results from it. Something that you may not be able to do would be a squat. It's gonna be a little bit hard to squat with a sled, but I'm sure you can probably try to figure out a way.
I'm trying to right now. It's not working.
We'll work on that.
All images are really awkward at that point.
But sled conditioning, you can do a full upper body, you can do a full lower body. It doesn't have to be about how much weight you're moving, just getting some weight under there, letting the muscles work, letting your heart rate get up a little bit, and then just going for it. You can do it as little as 10 minutes, as much as half an hour, really whatever you want to do. The good thing about it is that you're not going to beat up your joints that much. You're also going to be able to build muscle without putting any impact on your legs. A lot of people love to run, but you get all the impact in your knees, your hips, your lower back. With a sled, you can walk and pull it all day long, and you're gonna build everything up.
Yeah.
You're gonna get all that good resistance. You're gonna let your joints kind of stay nice and healthy. Your tendons and ligaments will get strengthened due to the strain that's on them without actually putting any kind of real pressure onto them.
You know, it's interesting, and Ryan brought up the fact that you probably couldn't do a squat with it, and he's right. I really can't. This whole time, that's all I've been thinking about. But it can help build your squat.
Yep. So the sled can definitely help build up your squat. Louis Simmons, I'm not gonna be able to cite this, so just know that it's in the book of strength, and it's also in the book of methods.
You just cited it.
Yeah, whatever. There's no year quotation marks. So anyways, Louis I believe he had said he injured his back, or he had injured his back. He had a 600 roughly squat at that time. So for 6 months, I believe it was, he wasn't able to squat, wasn't able to really do very much, but he pulled the sled day after day after day. He varied the time, he varied the distance, and he varied the weight. When he had recovered from it, he was able to still hit his 600-pound squat without ever having squatted in that time.
Wow.
Now, he's also an exceptional person, and he was a phenomenal specimen of what can be done when it shouldn't be done. But the point is if you can rehab yourself and you can use it as something to do when you're not able to actually do the movement, and by doing that itself maintains your strength, then that is a really beneficial tool.
Yeah, and you know, I'll be honest, we use the sled pretty often in most of our training days. I say I probably pull the sled or do a variation at least twice a week.
Yep.
And you know, after a really heavy squat day, I really enjoy pulling a lighter sled, and it makes my muscles feel like they're working, but without beating them up even more. On my dynamic effort days, I usually put heavier sled in there. But it really just depends on how I feel, and it's such a versatile, type of exercise, equipment, thing, like it's all of it.
You can, the good thing about the sled is you can do it pretty much everywhere but in water. Obviously, it's not going to float.
Well, you probably could do it in water.
You could do it underwater, but you couldn't do it on the water.
Yeah, the sled would go under the water.
So, semantics.
Aquatic exercises.
So you can pull the sled outside to get a different type of friction. You can put it on turf. You can pull it on concrete within the gym. If you had a plastic type of sled, like the Magic Carpets from Spud, you could probably pull it on rubber matting, or you can still probably pull it on rubber matting even
It's
with
the worst
metal.
when you pull it on rubber matting.
Just remember that whatever you're doing, the friction on the sled is going to increase the intensity of the exercise. So pull it outside, throw it in some sand, see what it does to you.
Yeah, and I've seen you use the sled to do upper body type stuff with people too. His poor clients, they get beat up in here with that sled.
Yeah, the sled is great. You can do, You can do pretty much everything with the upper body. You can do all sorts of different pulling motions, rowing motions. You can do the pressing. You can do the tricep extensions. You can do curls with it. Whatever you're trying to get, whatever you're trying to work out, you can do all sorts of different fun things with it.
As we've seen in here.
And you can also just do static work with it too. You don't have to be doing a full motion with it. If you do the scarecrow, which I learned from Anthony Oliveira, it will make your shoulders burn with minimal weight. Does
That's
not
true.
require much.
No, no. And you know what? You don't need a big space to do any of this in. I mean, a lot of gyms do have the turf, but a lot don't. You know, some of them are small, private, like in garages or in commercial facilities. You might have a sled in there. You don't need a very large space. You can do it like Ryan said, static. You could bring it outside. You could probably, if you had, I would say what, 5 to 10 foot of open space, you could still get even conditioning in. Yeah, because if
Let's say
10.
you'd probably need about 10 feet,
Yeah.
10 feet of movement. It won't be very much. You'll have to turn around a lot, but you'll get going and it will work.
That's true. Well, let us know what some of your favorite sled exercises are. We'd love to incorporate them into our training and, you know, see how they work. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.